Across Gujarat's Kutch, wide open lands show the imprint of heat, wind, and long days without rain. This is one of India's most arid regions, where 300 to 400 millimeters of rain must sustain an entire year of farming. Yet, within this harsh terrain, certain crops have learned to live with the land. They grow slowly and they ask for little. Among them is one of India's oldest indigenous organic cotton varieties, the Kala cotton. In Kutch, farmers call it zinda or alive. Locals also call it ramon.
काला कॉटन है ना, उसको राम मोल बोलते हैं. राम मोल मीन्स ये बारिश जो होता है, राम यानी कि भगवान जो अच्छा करना चाहते हैं तो अच्छा, बुरा करना चाहते हैं तो बुरा. जो बारिश दिलाएंगे, अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट होगा तो ये क्रॉप अच्छा होगा. फार्मर का कुछ नहीं, फार्मर सिर्फ मेहनत कर सकता है.
Historically, Kala cotton sustained livelihoods from the time of the Harappan civilization, through centuries of hand spinning and natural dyeing with skills passed down generations.
They are fairly drought resistant. They need very little water to grow, and they grow through droughts. So obviously, for very obvious reasons, Kala was the culprit in a sense, right? for terrains like this and for communities here. And so a lot of women were involved with this. So it was a household name. जहाँ पे भी जाओ पूछेंगे कि क्या कर रहे हैं, कि काला फोड़ रहे हैं.
We are in Adesar, in Gujarat's Kutch district. Here in the fields, the day's work begins with women moving through cotton plants, checking the cotton balls by hand. There is no rush, no machinery. Each cotton ball is examined carefully for maturity, for quality, for what the season has yielded.
પીળા કલરનું ફૂલ થાય પછી લીલી કેરીન પછી થાય એ હંકાલા કહેવાય.
For farmers like Jeevti Ben, Kala cotton has offered a measure of stability in an otherwise uncertain landscape.
વાવશું કપાસિયા ને થાશું ગરાસિયા.
એનો શું મતલબ થાય?
એટલે એનો મતલબ ઈ વડીલ જો એમ કે આગે ત્રુ તો ત્યાંથી કોઈ એમ ભારતું નહીં, બાજરી મગના રૂપિયા ન થતા ને કપાસ વાવે એટલે મેં જ કેમ મારા બાપાની જ વાત કરી કે જે કાલા વેસીને મારા બાપાએ 3 ખેતર લીધા હતા, 35 એકર જમીન લીધી હતી એમ.
Today, however, Kala cotton faces deep-rooted challenges from globalized markets, hybrid competitors, and fading traditional networks. In the early 2000s, across Kutch and much of India, farmers were encouraged to shift to high-yield cotton varieties, including the genetically modified BT cotton, promising faster returns and higher productivity. But higher yields came with new costs, changing both the economics of farming and its impact on the land.
क्लाइमेट चेंज का क्या असर है? तो क्लाइमेट चेंज का इतना असर नहीं है.
Dev Sibai, a Kala cotton farmer, explains the difference.
काला कॉटन और बीटी कॉटन में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. काला कॉटन प्योर देसी कॉटन है, देसी कपास है, यहाँ की लोकल वैरायटी है और उसमें कोई भी रसायन की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है, पूरा नेचुरल तरीके से ही होता है. और बीटी का बात किया जाए तो बीटी उसका सीड में भी वो जीन निकल के दूसरा जीन डालते हैं, वो ही रसायन हो गया. बीटी कॉटन में ज़्यादा पानी चाहिए, ज़्यादा पानी पिलाएंगे तो ज़्यादा उसमें खाद की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, ज़्यादा खाद रसायन डालेंगे तो ज़्यादा रोग आएगा तो उसमें ज़्यादा दवाई, रासायनिक दवाई डालना पड़ेगा, तो फार्मर को खर्चा भी ज़्यादा होगा और जो उत्पादन होगा वो पूरा रसायन वाला होगा. और उसकी लैंड, ज़मीन की बात की जाए तो वो भी पूरी बिगड़ चुकी होगी. बीटी कॉटन 4-5 साल में जो ये पूरी ज़मीन को मृत अवस्था में बना देती है.
By the turn of the century, this decline had already weakened local farming and weaving systems. Then the 2001 Gujarat earthquake further accelerated the collapse, disrupting livelihoods and breaking the fragile networks across the region.
When the earthquake hit, a lot of shifts started happening. And the government also, in an attempt to restore livelihoods, uh, started looking at opportunities that could lead to very quick return of livelihoods. And a lot of BT cotton was provided to farmers at highly subsidized rates. Of course, the impacts of BT cotton, the challenges of BT cotton in semi-arid terrains, all this was really not the priority. The priority was to really get people to start moving into a genetically modified seed and potentially lead to higher production.
Even as BT cotton expanded, a few farmers in places like Kadecha chose to continue with Kala cotton, knowing it could sustain them in the long run if better prices and wider markets could be found. It was around this time that organizations like Khamir stepped in. Founded after the 2001 earthquake, Khamir works across craft, heritage and cultural ecology in Kutch. By creating value beyond raw fiber and connecting it to markets, the organization helped restore confidence among farmers to cultivate Kala cotton again. Gatit Lehru has been part of Khamir's journey for more than 15 years, playing a key role in shaping this ecosystem.
तो खमीर उसका रॉ मटेरियल प्रोक्योरमेंट से लेकर डिज़ाइनिंग और उसमें वैल्यू एडिशन का काम, या एक बार कपड़ा बन के आ गया तो उसकी धुलाई का काम, वो सब सारा काम खमीर कैंपस पे होता है. हम यहाँ पे सैम्पलिंग करते हैं, लेकिन प्रोडक्शन का जो पूरा काम है जो वो आर्टिजन के अपने घरों में उनके वर्कशेड में होता है.
At Khamir, Kala cotton once harvested is collected and aggregated to ensure fair value. The fibers are then carefully spun into yarn by women in their homes. This process has also become a source of empowerment for those like Nanu Ben.
દાએ આપી કેવા ખેડૂતી કરીને તમારા જેવા હોય અમારાથી ઘરે લેવા આવે, કપડો લેવા આવે, તો બહુ મસ્ત લાગે અમને. અમારા ભેગા કેટલા જોડેલા હોય.
Today, nearly 40 to 50% of the workforce in this value chain is made up of women, making their role central to the Kala cotton ecosystem. Kala cotton's natural fiber called for natural color. Along with traditional dyers, Khamir worked to develop colors and dyeing processes that were eco-friendly. Once the yarn is ready, it travels to traditional weavers who transform it on handlooms into fabric. Dayalal Bai has been weaving for over 4 decades, carrying forward a generational craft. As a senior weaver in the region, his long association with Khamir reinforces his belief in the model's sustainability.
तो काला कॉटन की वजह से पूरा मतलब फार्मर है, वीवर है, डायर है, स्पिनिंग करने वाली औरतें, सभी को सभी को रोज़गार भी मिलता है, पैसा भी मिलता है. सपोज आपने ये प्रोडक्ट लिया तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा पैसा, सिर्फ मेरे पास नहीं रहेगा, क्योंकि मैं धागा लेता हूँ खमीर से, तो मैं वो पैसा खमीर को दूंगा. खमीर जो है वो फार्मर से लेता है और औरतों से देगा, तो वो फार्मर को भी देगा पैसा और उन औरतों को भी देगा, महिलाएं जो ये रोजगारी करती है. तो पूरा मतलब एक इकोसिस्टम है. तो इकोसिस्टम क्या है कि बहुत सारे लोग इस पे निर्भर है, तो सस्टेनेबल होगा ही, क्योंकि एक दूसरे पे डिपेंड है. और इसमें जो हमारा सामाजिक जो एक जुड़ाव है वो भी जुड़ा रहता है काम की वजह से.
Kala cotton is returning, but the revival is fragile. The lack of large market networks remains a key challenge. Rajiv Barua, an expert in regenerative cotton farming, explains why Kala cotton struggles to fit into the large mainstream fashion sector.
The indigenous species are not suited for modern spinning mill production because their quality specs are much lower. I mean, today, a Zara or a Marks and Spencer or a Uniqlo or any of these brands, they need a cotton of a certain staple length. They need 28 mm, 29 mm. They're not going to touch anything below that. Now, that's where the Kala cotton will not qualify.
Additionally, the ecological value in artisanal production is lost on most consumers, a big reason for the success of power loom imitations. Yet, organic cotton has become the most visible sustainable textile in India. The country now accounts for 51% of global organic cotton production. However, for fibers like Kala cotton, organic certification and scale alone are not enough to thrive in the market.
Of course, organic is not an end game certification. It's a process certification. There's no doubt on that. So that's the answer. I think the brands and the market can do a bit, but the rest, there has to be a movement. There has to be a landscape which supports these things, and that would also help the growth of organic cotton, the growth of organic food. It will help, I think.
Today, artisans, designers, and NGOs are attempting to bridge the gap through awareness, direct links, and safeguards against imitation.
आज के समय में जैसे समय के साथ हमको चलना पड़ेगा, तो अभी मतलब जो पहले हम काम करते थे तो सोशल मीडिया का इतना नहीं लेते थे हम, तो अभी सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर इसका मार्केटिंग ज़्यादा करते हैं हम काला कॉटन को प्रमोट करने के लिए। डिज़ाइनरों के साथ भी काफ़ी कोलैबोरेशन हमारा हुआ है। एनआईडी निफ्ट के जो नए स्टूडेंट आते हैं।
Sustaining this artisanal legacy matters not only for culture but for ecology as well, because these skills are rooted in low-impact processes that work with rain, soil and season.
नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के एस्पिरेशन है, उनको पिछली जनरेशन से कुछ अधिक चाहिए, तो उनके जो एस्पिरेशन है वो उनको यहाँ से मिले, और इसमें उनको संतोष भी मिले, हाथ के काम का आनंद भी मिले, और एक परंपरा को आगे बढ़ाने का एक वो जरिया भी अपने आप को महसूस करे।
Kala cotton is not here to compete. It offers an alternative rooted in ecology and protected by the people of the land. The question that lingers is whether we are willing to slow down enough to make space for it in a world shaped by fast fashion.
Thanks for watching Eco India. If you like the story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Scroll.in on YouTube.